Hey guys, so I wanted to share with you guys some of the manifestations that the Lord has been sharing with me throughout the years, and one of them involved my first entry into this journal. I love journals. I love this color. But I purchased this journal in 2021, and it's one of the reasons why I feel like I am going to live and not die. So I just want to share with you once again what happened to me that day, or the first entry, and then I'm going to elaborate. And I used to be like timid or afraid to say that the Lord gave me a vision or a dream, but Joel says that he would do that in the last days, and I believe we're living in the last days. So I want to share with you the first entry and just what journal is complete without baby scribblings, right? So it says, I was in Miami. I was visiting Miami from Orlando, visiting my family. And what I used to do is used to have doctor's appointments in Orlando, and sometimes I'd had to drive up by myself. And before I returned the rental, I would like to go to the beach to watch the sun come up. So that's what this is about. I hope you guys can see this clearly, but either way, I'm reading it. So December 16th, 2021 is the first time I wrote in here. And it says, I'm supposed to return the rental today, so I considered going to the beach to watch the sunrise. Last night I decided to let God tell me if he wanted me to go. I didn't set an alarm because I figured he'd wake me up if he wanted me to go. So I prayed and went to sleep. But before I woke up, I had a long dream. I don't remember all of the details, but I remember coming off a building that was on the beach and going to sit in the sand to the right of the steps. And as I sat with my family, I looked up to the right and saw two birds. One landed in front of me and was or became a little girl. The others, as in people, the others around didn't seem to recognize her as a bird. But I said to her, I just saw you up there. They thought she needed help, so there was something wrong with her and they were trying to help her. Then it started to get dark like nightfall, but it was strange. The clouds were super dense and black and layered, almost like plates. The moon was huge and bright orange. I remember feeling a little surprised that it was night already. I got up and turned around and could see the buildings and the city behind me, but everything was covered in smoke, and there were fires all over the place in the city behind us. I decided it was time to go, to flee. We were supposed to go home to get our things and leave the city. We drove away, but Ma was slowing down the process of gathering our things. The next thing I remember is that I was called to preach at a small church. When I came out from the back to head to the pulpit, I saw Ma and Paris, or a younger Bella, sitting on the edge of the stage. Paris is my niece and Bella is my baby, my daughter. Lita, my grandmother, was off to the side with her phone out. She loves to record things. She's always recording. I asked them to sit in a chair and made my way to the podium. While up there, I saw Theo off to my right, my uncle, recording also. That's all I remember before waking up. It was like 6:15, and usually I get up around 7 or 8. So I prayed to confirm that he wanted me to go to the beach. And I felt he did, so I left. 15 minutes after my arrival, I noticed the skyline directly in front of me was cloudy and dark, but everything was all clear on either side. I thought it was interesting, so I recorded it with my phone. It started raining right after that, so I went back to the car to wait it out and pray. I opened Facebook and saw a post that said, "Sister, you will live and not die." It was the first post on my feed. I took a screenshot. The woman said she was stuck in bed due to back pain and wound up getting much needed rest, and that she spoke as though she was feeling better before she actually started feeling better. She said there was a blessing in the storm itself. Meantime, it's raining outside my window, and that the attacks of the enemy would be turned around to our benefit and his glory. She included Psalm 117:19 to I cried aloud and thanked the Lord. She said, we won't die until our work for him is complete, and I believe and receive it. After it finished raining, I went back to the beach, and as I put my skirt down, I saw the skyline of the city, and there was... So I put my skirt down. I have like these super long skirts that I cut open as head wraps. So it was like a head wrap that I put down so I could sit in the sun. So I saw the skyline, and there was a rainbow in it. What a beautiful way to start my day. I just finished reading Acts 13 and felt like y'all wanted me to record all of that. I have 10 minutes left on my meter, and it's beautiful out here. So I was writing this as I was out there. And then, so that was on the 16th, right? 12/16. So then on the 19th, I went back to finish writing. Before I left that day, a bird came and landed right next to me. It was hobbling on its wings instead of walking on its feet. That morning is still on my mind as I ponder what all this means. One landed in front of me and was or became a little girl. The others, as in people, the others around didn't seem to recognize her as a bird. But I said to her, I just saw you up there. They thought she needed help, so there was something wrong with her and they were trying to help her.
Hey, you hurt yourself? Maybe you just need some rest.
Brother Matt said last night that next year there will be distress across our nation and discord. Oh, disasters. And Yana had a dream a week ago that there was a force field in the sky and the stars turned gold and appeared to be swirling and stopped swirling, but they remained gold. And there was a voice in heaven that said, I'm coming in 3 days. Then she said it was dangerous for Christians and a lot of people stopped being Christian. She said the family had to split up to be safe and separated into small groups across the state or country, I don't remember which, to preach the gospel. Jesus came on the third day, and we went to heaven and had lots of fun playing with people we didn't even know and doing flips and stuff. And we had all our heart's desires. I think the bird landing next to me was a token signifying that the dream is real. The fact that I was preaching makes me feel like God is telling me I still have a lot of work to do. I think he's letting us know that the end is coming much sooner than we even thought. Also, after I got the biopsy results on Friday, I had a really tough time. Michael asked Dr. Sang the effectiveness of immunotherapy, and she said she wanted to give me a balanced answer. Then she told us she's seen it extend people's lives by a few months, and some have it go away and never come back, and she hopes I fall into the latter group. I just felt like she was saying I had a few extra months, and fear came over me. I decided God was telling me that it is not his will that I live, and I nearly lost my mind. I'm ashamed now of how I let myself feel. I knew he loved me and that I could trust him, but I felt like his promises for healing weren't for me. I'm so sorry about my anguish that day. I wanted to Baker act myself just so I could get away and hide and not have to think. But God used Michael to bring me to my senses. I'm so glad he was there to help me. He told me I was losing hope, which I denied, but he was right because I was changing my expectation based on my circumstances. He said I was walking by sight. He reminded me of my sermon, and that it wasn't a coincidence that Elder Blunt texted me the day before saying people were still talking about my sermon. So I had preached a sermon in Georgia, and the day before this happened, the elder let me know that people were still talking about what I said, and the sermon was about faith, hope, and love, the greatest powers known to man. I didn't really even show many people that sermon. I put it as unlisted on YouTube because I was afraid for some reason. He asked me if God had been showing me that he was with me. I can't deny that. Then he said, I can't give up hope. He said, the devil is trying different things to make me lose grip. I bet she'll give up under these circumstances. That really caught my attention. I let the devil play with me and manipulate me through my circumstances. Then he said I was being like Elijah when he got afraid, after all Yah had done through him. And Yah had asked him, what doest thou here? And that really resonated with me too, because God has been working with me, on me, and through me, and why should I be here in discouragement? I feel refreshed now and ready to face chemo and the therapy and attempt to do it with a smile and expect good things like this being the round that obliterates the disease and never having to experience this again. I can expect good things, hope, because I trust God, faith, because he's proven his love to me and I love him.